Hello and welcome to Mustang Magazine. I'm Aaron Wagner.
And I'm Matt Shalmo. Mustang Magazine is a show produced by advanced broadcast journalism students from Norwood High School.
This month's show is being taped live in the NHS studio and the pressure is really on. So let's get started.
Recently, our school had some visitors who were helping out students understand the potential hazards of distracted driving. Senior reporters Mark Dunn and Nick Perkinson report.
Nick Perpich runs the Distractology Simulators, an annual initiative at NHS designed to make students better drivers.
We have the two simulators, Distractology, and they're used to show students how to drive better and show them how bad distractions are on the road. We use different scenarios while they're driving, so they actually learn quite a few different things while they're driving. And the biggest thing is the texting, the radio, listening to music and changing the music, drinking and eating.
These simulations show students how serious texting and driving can be.
It's actually something that can be very dangerous. In just a split second, your whole life can change, really, because you may get into an accident, you may injure someone, you may run someone over, hopefully not, but you may crash into a car, and it could impact your driving history. It could impact your school you're going into, everything. It's just like a chain reaction.
Perpich says the effects of the simulations can be seen through statistics.
It is quite effective. It really shows them a lot. It impacts the way they actually drive after they leave here. They do remember a lot of things. We've done a lot of research that shows that this does improve. 20% of the students that go through this are going to be better drivers on the road.
When it comes to the results, Perpich states that the students show it all.
Their reaction, you see it when they're actually driving, and you see how impactful or surprised they get, their expressions on their face, or they just tell you, they just tell you how it was really great. They liked it, but it was sometimes a little surprising, but they actually liked it because it taught them something.
If you're interested in Distractology, check out their website at www.distractology.org. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Mark Dunn.
Thanks guys. Keep an eye out for the Distractology crew next year.
In other news around the high school, students recently returned from China as a part of a G20 summit. I caught up with them last month as they reflected on their trip. NHS students Danacy August and Priscilla Zhang spent their February break in China on a full scholarship at the Model G20 Summit.
The MG20 is a model of the actual G20 where 5 members think of ways to make our world better globally, and we had to pretend to be these people.
So it was really nice to be in a place where there are hundreds of other students who are like me, who are passionate about these things.
Priscilla and Danacy enjoyed different parts of the trip.
I particularly enjoyed the simulation itself. So I loved negotiating with my fellow delegates on resolutions. It was stressful, but it was really cool to see all these resolutions we made and how these things could actually impact the world if they were actually created in the real world.
The tours, definitely. We went to the Forbidden City, we went to different museums, we went to really cool restaurants.
The girls both agree that the trip taught them important life lessons.
I think it's very important for kids to have leadership skills because of everything that's happening in the world.
As our world becomes more global, we need to start to understand what it is to become a global citizen and how through that we can work together and create a better future.
MG20 was one of the best experiences in my life. I think the best. I don't know anything else in my life that could beat that. I just want everyone to think about it.
Apply for the upcoming G20 summits. Check out Nova's Academy website at www.nova.com. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Matt Shalmo.
Nice work. It's always cool to see NHS students representing our school abroad and experiencing new cultures.
In this next story, we meet some 5th graders from the Balch School who are taking their first steps in learning about other cultures. Staff reporters Allie McDonough and Allie Martin were there to capture the action.
Students at the Balch turned their cafeteria into an Italian restaurant recently. 5th grader Cece Deck was a waitress.
This is for raising money for other things for 5th grade, like field trips and field day and kickball against the teachers.
Hosts John Lynch and Lucian Gale helped the guests to their tables. The menu for the night was a classic Italian dish.
We're serving pasta and meatballs. You can either have pasta with sauce and meatballs, regular pasta, and then we have salads.
There's sodas, and the pastry chef is serving all kinds of desserts.
The Italian Dinner Night fundraiser is an annual event. And Balch teacher Julie Kerr says giving 5th graders an active role is helping them understand responsibility.
The children have helped set up the tables, and then some of them will be hosts and hostesses, waiters and waitresses, busboys and busgirls, and delivering the dessert cart. I think it's fabulous. It teaches them a real sense of responsibility and maybe a little taste of what their parents go through, serving them dinner every night.
And the service began when the patrons started arriving.
Well, I'm a host, so when people come in, I'll ask them where they want to sit, so I'll bring them to that table, and then the waiters will go over them, ask them what they want.
And servers like Indek say she enjoyed interacting with the guests.
My part as a waitress, I have to ask people what they want, and I have to be really neat. It's been pretty stressful, but also pretty fun.
And though students say it was fun to work the event, PTO rep Denise Begley says it also helped them understand how fundraising plays a role in their education.
Well, they can learn how to do things around their house, certainly, if they're serving food, cleaning up as well, and how important it is to, work and raise some money for the programs that we're doing for them, the activities.
The Balch PTO is reporting a huge success with more than $3,000 raised, so keep a lookout for future Italian dinner nights so you don't miss out on the spaghetti and meatballs. For Mustang Magazine, I'm Allie McDonough, reporting from the Balch.
Thanks, girls, and I'm looking forward to the next dinner night. Now it's time for some sports.
In this next story, I caught up with some NHS alumni who've created a rivalry through an annual hockey tournament. And playing in this tournament means riding in boats to get there. Here's the story from the Vineyard. The Norwood Girls hockey program took their annual trip to Martha's Vineyard in February to play some hockey. Captain of Norwood High's team, Rose Campbell, was one of the first to be part of this trip.
We're all together. It's like a really fun team bonding thing, just because we're with each other for 2 days straight and we all take the ferry over, and it's just like a really fun time.
But Norwood hasn't always had this tradition of traveling to the Vineyard. Youth Girls Hockey President Bill Nauman organized the original trip over to the island and has been traveling with the team ever since.
Oh, it's been great. Like I said, it started with one U14 game, or one team coming down, and then after 2 or 3 years, it morphed into, the U10's coming, the U12's coming, the U14's coming, and it was kind of piggybacked on top of the high school girls, which we're actually playing later today.
This weekend all began when Martha's Vineyard High School coach John Ferrito reached out to his college friend Bill Nauman.
We don't have the numbers, and I've always talked to Bill about trying to figure out how to grow the numbers. So when we started having some girls in the program, we didn't have any games really, so we just reached out to Bill.
And when he was in the process of trying to grow his girls program at the youth level, he asked if we'd be willing to come down and play them. And we said, yeah, we'll come down, and so that's how it kind of snowballed from there.
And because of this Norwood hockey ritual, there may be a rivalry forming.
Everybody seems to kind of hang out around the rink, and there's a lot of Martha's Vineyard fans here, there's a lot of Norwood fans here, so it's kind of gives like a more competitive and exciting atmosphere.
We've been playing these girls from youth all the way through high school. It's really cool that we have like a rivalry with them, kind of, because like every year both teams are excited to play each other, and it's usually a really competitive game, and like they're really aggressive, so it's really fun to play them.
Although it may be competitive, both teams agree that this weekend is a great experience for both parents and players.
Playing the Vineyard is definitely like one of the most fun games of the year.
The best part is the camaraderie. The girls get to spend some time together off the ice. The parents get to spend some time together. I think it's a great atmosphere.
Along with the growing tradition comes an increase in competition. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Aaron Wagner.
Nice work. Hockey is a popular pastime for teenagers in Norwood.
And playing competitively can involve a lot of cross-training. Recently, we met up with some members of the boys hockey team as they train for their season in a local boxing gym. Mustang's reporters Nona Gregorian and Gianna Ville report.
You can push yourself more than you can imagine. Don't give up. Literally, any sport you're doing, don't give up on yourself. Just, if you have a goal in what you're doing, push through it. Sometimes it hurts, but you can do it.
Title Boxing, located in Norwood, is a place to get a variety of workouts.
I am a boxing coach, a personal trainer, and I am a stretching therapist here.
There's a mix of different activities to do at Title.
We do offer boot camps sometimes. We have boxing skills class, kickboxing skills, just kickboxing in general as well. With individual sessions, we do a lot of body weight, just weight training as well, mitt work, so you get a lot out of it. The first part of the class is just a warm-up. We go through punches, we go through the technique a little bit, and then we have 8 rounds, depending if it's a half hour, 45 minutes, or an hour. We have a certain amount of rounds that we do. They're 3 minutes each. You get 1 minute break between, which we do active rest there. And then the last part of the class is core work, and that's about it.
We did our warm-up, did some stuff with the punching bags, and we did stations around the whole place in different areas.
Marina says that depending on the types of classes you take, the trainers will come around and help guide the workouts. Recently, the NHS boys hockey team have decided to venture into the boxing world with the help of the staff.
We have teams come in for a few weeks at a time. Depends on the season, depends on the sport. So.
The coach of the hockey team says boxing is more meaningful than what it seems.
It's something different is trying. You think you're just boxing, but you're really getting in shape for your sport, and which is a thing different. And a lot of people haven't done this before. And it's not about boxing in the ring and beating somebody up like that. It's just about, team camaraderie, hands, feet, everything. So it's a different kind of workout,
Continuously coming to box will help the boys learn to roll with the punches.
I think it's going to help on their strength, their agility, knowing how you're going to do everything on the ice from boxing, the way you work out with your hips and all that stuff and getting everything into it. And it's going to build them strength too. So.
Title boxing is said to be a very friendly environment.
Definitely I would recommend it. I think it's the atmosphere here is great. They're very professional and they treat the kids with respect, and it's going to help the athletes in the long run. This time will prove itself, but I think the kids love it. I know they were a little sore the first week, but each week is going to get better for them, and muscles they haven't used, and so that's what's good for them,
If you're interested in getting your muscles moving, you can follow Title Boxing on Instagram at Title Boxing Norwood or check them out at TitleBoxingClub.com. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Nona Gregorian.
Thanks, girls. Now we head into our community for this next story.
Recently, we sat down with a local business owner who runs an antique shop in town.
It's Time in Norwood is the place to find vintage collectibles. Owner Jacqueline Spada says she's got some old but interesting items.
I think the oldest collectible I would have here are some of the older books. I have some from the late 1800s and the early 1900s. I love things that have a story behind them and that have a little bit of a history.
It's Time is located in the Winsmith Mill Market, a 27-acre complex housing 14 shops run by local artists and craftsmen. Spada says it's a perfect destination for her collectibles.
The Winsmith Mills is an awesome, it's a destination for people. So there's a lot of foot traffic, and I thought it was a great place to try to have a shop, and it's been really fun.
One thing that makes Spada's shop unique is that all of the collectibles were previously owned by her, and to sell those items, she had to make a big change in her life.
Actually, we've had a lot of people, parents and aunts and uncles that have passed, and we've inherited a lot of the stuff. My husband and I had sold our family home of 33 years, and we decided to try to pass on our collection to other people who may enjoy them.
When Spada first decided to open an antique shop, she wanted to find the perfect name. And while there are a lot of timepieces in her store, It's Time has a bigger meaning than just clocks.
Something popped into my head like, it's time. And to me it was almost like a play on words too, because not only could it be it's time, like it is time, it's also it's time, like, this particular, item's time.
And while Spada says she has a passion for antiques and collectibles, it's the interaction with customers that she really enjoys.
It's great to talk to people like-minded like myself that like things that are older, and just to hear their stories. And they all have their own collectibles that they collect, and they all have stories of finding that, looking for that holy grail of their collectible.
Spada and her store have been open for a few months now, and even though business can be slow at times, she's really not worried about sales.
But once I'm in here, I just feel like I belong here, and it's just very comfortable. And if I sell something, I sell something. If I don't, I don't. So I don't have to like sell everything to make a living. This is more almost like a hobby. So it's been amazing.
So if you're looking for antique jewelry, china, books, or just some really cool vintage collectibles, it's time for you to stop by Spada's shop at the Winsmith Mill. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Brianna LeBlanc.
Thanks, girls. And if you're looking for a great gift or timepiece, be sure to check them out.
Next up, we have to introduce you. Oh, next up, can we redo it? Next up, we introduce you to a sophomore who's been producing music in his bedroom. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, girls. And if you're looking for a great gift or timepiece, be sure to check them out.
Next up, we introduce you to a sophomore who's been producing music in his bedroom. Junior staff reporters Heather Gagliard and Renee Babineau report.
Kevin Sullivan is a sophomore that takes on music in a different way.
I make a lot of different types of music. I started making EDM, which is electronic dance music, so it's a lot of synthesized and computerized sounds, and it's a lot more complex, I guess, than other types of music that I make.
He has learned to make these beats from various YouTube videos.
Like a lot of different tutorials and just live streams of other producers making music, and I kind of just pick up on different things that they're doing, and I think that every single video that I've watched, I've learned at least like one thing from, and I put that to use.
Sullivan says music is much more meaningful to him.
I hope to be able to continue this as a career forever, and just to be able to make a living out of it and to support myself doing something that I'm really passionate about every day.
Now that he's built production skills, he hopes to expand it in the future.
In here, I DJ, I do events for the schools in the town and other private events.
Sullivan says that music is a way to clear his mind.
It's a good distraction and a way to kind of like, I don't know, put away all the stress from school and work and everything, and just kind of get in the zone and make some beats.
So if you ever want to listen to Kevin's music, make sure to check out his Spotify at K Sully. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Heather Gagliard.
Thanks, girls. Be sure to check out Kevin's SoundCloud for some amazing beats.
Now it's time to revisit a character from a story's past. 4 years ago, we met Sam Donlin, also known as Snake Boy. Recently, we caught up with him and found again that he's not a boy anymore.
Senior staff reporters Myra Hines and Emily Trahan show us how he's now the Snake Man.
My dad realized how much I love this hat, and because I'm kind of a Crocodile Dundee of Norwood, he decided to get me a Crocodile Dundee hat. And it's very rare that I take it off. I even have it in my school ID photo. I mean, like, I'm not lying.
And this Crocodile Dundee of Norwood is someone we met up with 4 years ago, except around here he goes by Snake Boy.
I've become a lot more mature. Since last time, I've grown a lot. I understood dyslexia a lot better because I joined the Say Yes Advocate group.
Part of Sam's new understanding was guided by his new school.
Chapel Hill Chauncey Hall is the school I go to now. I left Carroll and I went to Chapel.
Along with the new school, he has also developed new skills, one of which being fire.
Then I found really thin, small sticks known as kindling, and I basically just built it up. And when I was ready, I simply grabbed my lighter and struck that crap right up. I like fire.
Snake Boy goes out in the woods every day and is always looking for new members.
And I try to encourage people to come out of their comfort zone and come into the woods. Even though the woods may seem scary at first, once you're in here and once you kind of get settled, it's beautiful and it's amazing.
Encouraging people to try new things is not only what Sam advocates for, he also encourages others to be accepting of everyone.
If people are judging other people just because they have a passion, just stop, because it's just not cool. They have a passion. I have a passion, and if you got a problem with them, you got a problem with me. Come at me.
And because of this philosophy, Sam was always able to stay true to his roots.
Nature will always be my passion. And I really hope that someday when I actually have kids, pray to God I do, I'll be able to take them into the woods and I'll be able to teach them what I learned, and I'll be able to share my experiences I had as a kid.
Sam admits he isn't ready for college yet, but he plans to continue his education in a few years.
My plans for the future. Well, first, get out of high school. Then after, I'm probably going to take a gap year in between high school and college.
We wish Sam the best of luck in his future plans, and if you're ever at Father Max, stop by and learn something new about nature. Reporting from Mustang Magazine, I'm Myra Hines.
This works.
So glad to see the Snake Man is alive and well. He's definitely a Norwood icon.
Yes, he is. Well, that brings us to the end of this April edition of Mustang Magazine. Thanks for watching the show.
For more stories like these, be sure to check us out online at www.mustang.media or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
See you later. Okay.